G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And we have the results of the FA Cup fourth round draw. And through extreme planning, I managed to stream live while it was on, complete fluke. But it was a lot of fun. It's been a while since I've watched the FA Cup draw. The ping pong balls coming out of a bucket, although the bucket had neon lights just to make it look all like 2024 or something like that. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the not knowing, the suspense of will you get a big team or not a big team. So for all this talk that seems to be murmuring at the moment, and it is murmurs, but you know what happens to murmurs? They turn into shouts and calls for action and change and all that bubba. There's a few people saying, oh, it should be seeded, so all the big boys go in one bucket and all the minnows go in another bucket, and I'd hate to see that. I'd hate to see that. They're saying it's under the guise of making sure the little teams get a big payday and a reward for getting so far, because they've already played like 50 matches to get this far. And I don't think it is at all. I think it's just another weak way of giving big teams more bites of the cherry. And I don't want to see it. I like the suspense. There was plenty of suspense this morning. As Gary Mabbott, our last captain to lift the FA Cup 30 years ago, but he palmed the wrong ball, as we might find out in a second. Now, the thing about not seeding it, we've lost 3 Premier League teams out in the third round, and looking at the draw so far, there are at least 4 Premier League teams that are going to exit the round of the last 32 teams. We might be one of them, who knows? But I for one, when Manchester City was drawn out the hat, I for one was very excited about it, very happy about it. Yeah, here we go, Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team in the world who's ever seen, 8 times winners of the FA Cup, are at home too. Who are we going to play at home? Who are we going to smash at White Hart Lane? Come on, make it a shit team. Oh, fucking hell, Manchester City. Oh, bollocks. Oh, well. As you can see, what can you do? Manchester City at home for Tottenham Hotspur. I don't feel particularly perturbed about it. If you're going to win a cup, you've got to beat the big teams sooner or later, or the good teams. We're a big team, don't forget that. So you might as well get it out of the way now. And I'm hoping that when we smash Manchester City on the 27th, 28th of January, that the draw will open up for us a bit. That'd be nice. Or maybe we're just going to have to beat every Premier League team that's left in it on the road to Wembley. But as it was pointed out in the chat by people, that Manchester City fans aren't going to like playing us, and they're not going to like playing us at White Hart Lane. Pep's not going to fancy it. We're in his head. He knows that his team's never scored at our new stadium. And Manchester City have got 1 or 2 niggles on the cards. And hopefully, come 28th of January, we'll have the likes of Maddison and Van de Ven back in the team. Romero, will he be back? I don't know how his injury's going. So we're coming through our dark period, and I think a few other teams are going into their dark period, and hopefully we will prevail. But it's a fun draw. It's a fun draw. FA Cup, relive memories of 1981. Was his name Don Hutchison? Was it Don Hutchison? It was Hutchinson, wasn't it? The guy in the first leg, where Glenn Hoddle's free kick bounced off his shoulder, somehow went into the back of the net, really let us off the hook. But you shouldn't be letting Tottenham Hotspur off the hook, because we came back in the replay, and I'm sure everyone out there knows what happened in that replay. It was an amazing game, one of the best games, celebrating 100 years of the FA Cup. Immortal commentary by John Motson. Oh, it's a great tackle there by Graham Roberts. Gowan Spurs have 2 to his right, but Gowan wants to go on his own. Villiers, still Ricky Villiers, and all that. And Ricky Villiers' big hat. Lots of memories of that FA Cup. Steve, the mighty Steve Perriman, lifting the cup and a fan jumping out. In those days, you could do that sort of thing without, 500 cops bundling you over, all the old bill, probably booking you for resisting and all that sort of rubbish. I've heard Steve talk about that moment later, and he talks about it with a smile on his face. I think that fan is no longer with us, God rest his soul, but he couldn't help himself, could he? He gave Steve Perryman a hug and then just turned around and said, look, I'm sorry, I had to do it. And I want a bit more of that back in the game. So there's 4 teams going out, which is good. 4 Premier League teams. My pick for, well, not an upset, but Chelsea have got Aston Villa, so Chelsea have gone, aren't they? They're not going to beat Aston Villa. And there's a few other Premier League things going on there. But it was exciting. It was good to see old Gary Mabbutt in there. Like I say, he palmed the wrong ball. He was supposed to palm something like number 1, and he palmed 21. But, well, maybe the game was up because they actually had a camera at the bottom of the, you know, like I say, to make it look all 2024, you've got to put a camera, probably a smart cam, at the bottom of the bucket looking up with neon lights. And it was old Gary's hand going round like that, or round like that, round like that. So he didn't have scope to do us a solid. He had to be all above board, as Gary Mabbutt always would bloody well be. Gary Mabbutt lifting the cup in 91, redemption for his own goal off his knee. I believe the Coventry fanzine is still called to this day Gary Mabbutt's knee. Scored at both ends, just like Des Walker did, I think, when we beat them, when we beat Nottingham Forest. So I'm excited. It was good watching it, thanks to the people in the chat this morning who pointed out that the draw was actually going to happen. So we managed to bolt on the back of that. And like I say, the matches are at the end of January, so hopefully we'll have a few players back. I don't know if they'll have returned really from AFCON or AFC duty. Depends how their teams progress in their competitions, and good luck to them all. Good luck to them all. Will we have players such as Timo Werner up front banging in a few? Will we have players at the back like Radu Dragusin, which is, I mean, everyone's saying it, isn't it? But it's true, isn't it? It's dragging on a bit, this thing. Every time I wake up, I wake up every morning, check my Twitter eagerly, waiting to see the here we go from Romano. Nothing. It's in the final stages, whatever that means. So that means Levy's playing hard ball as usual. And I don't know why we need to. If we're actually going to get money for Eric Dyer, which is incredible, I mean, that's amazing, that is, getting money for Eric Dyer, then just take that money, just don't even take the money off Bayern, just get them to transfer it straight over to Dragusin's club, Genoa. Just wire it over, so crypto or something like that. I don't know, it works. And close the agents out. Agents are a scourge on this game. They might be in there milking and bilking their 10 to 15%. But I want to see this transfer getting done, man. It looks like Ashley Phillips is going out on loan. And I heard somewhere Dorrington is maybe as well, but I haven't confirmed that myself, but I heard Dorrington and Phillips somewhere. Phillips definitely, Dorrington maybe. Maybe that's because centre backs are 100% definitely incoming. Let's hope so, and let's hope that those kids do well in the next stage of their career. Toughen them up a bit, getting them ready for the Premier League, so that they can put on the mighty lily white shirt for Tottenham Hotspur and go and kick some shins. So anyway, there you go. 4th round of the FA Cup drawn this morning. Number 7 Tottenham Hotspur versus number 21 Manchester City. Good on you, Gary Mabbutt. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited about it. Great game. We've got a chance, man. We've got a chance. Peace and love, man, and go on you Spurs.